It was really hard.
When you're trying to grow a family,
We just did everything we could do on our own.
time matters.
Because if I implant the one, then I'm a full year older before we're trying to get more eggs.
For Megan Moody, her chance to have her own baby came with these drugs, full of hope.
There's so many of these.
And a huge out-of-pocket price tag.
I, even as an attorney, had to save up for so many years in order to have access to fertility treatments.
How much money would you say you're in total?
The medication so far has been about $20,000.
If this round of in vitro fertilization or IVF doesn't work, she was counting on insurance to pick up the cost.
Little needles, big needles.
But now, a new federal ruling is preventing her and thousands of Colorado families from getting that coverage.
I don't have the ability to pay for it again, so I don't know what we'll do.
Aaron and I have spent $35,500.
Last year, Denver 7 Investigates first exposed how costly infertility treatments were forcing couples onto the black market. A thriving online marketplace where people are buying and selling cheaper, leftover IVF drugs.
The other ones that I'm selling are these refrigerated ones.
Shortly after our story, state lawmakers stepped in, passing a law to force insurance companies to cover infertility treatments starting next year.
Honestly, it's one of the most important bills that I've run.
Representative Carrie Tippers spearheaded the legislation.
I'm kind of heartbroken because I know what it's like to wait.
To give you context, here's what happened. After Colorado passed the Building Families Act, the federal government got involved because of the Affordable Care Act. It ruled that expanded coverage for infertility treatment would increase the federal tax credit for certain health plans. All that means smaller businesses and those who are self-employed will not have coverage. But large employers with more than 100 employees will have to cover infertility treatment next year.
I know many people who were very excited and thinking, okay, we can wait for that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Moody's law firm is one of those small businesses with fewer than 100 employees who now won't have coverage.
There's definitely a whole group of people who don't have $50,000 who just don't even have a chance.
It's exclusively an equity issue.
What would you say to couples who feel this is an equity issue?
I hear you, and I know that this is a painful thing for us to have to come to you all and tell you that this is something that we can't put in place.
He's the head of Colorado's Division of Insurance.
But it is something that we're going to continue to fight for. It's something that we think should be in place.
Insurance Commissioner Michael Conway says he's hoping the Biden administration will reverse the federal decision and require companies to cover IVF for all.
We are confident that we can make convincing arguments.
As for why 18 other states have been able to mandate some kind of infertility coverage.
This new regulatory requirement went into place last year just as our legislation was working through.
It's embarrassing.
Dr. Alex Polinsky is in the business of making babies.
It is considered to be a medical condition. Unfortunately, as far as insurance coverage, it is often treated like a cosmetic surgery.
He calls the ruling disappointing and says many patients were waiting for next year to start treatment.
But there's a lot of people who are really putting it off, and so I would really hate to see them crushing their dreams.
I don't want anyone else to have to go through this.
Moody is just trying to stay hopeful this time will be her time.
Obviously hopeful that it won't fail, but if it does fail, I don't know what we'll do.
I'm sorry that we couldn't get this across the finish line for you right now, but we are fighting to do everything we can to make sure that you're covered.